Hello friends, you are on the channel Quotes of Great Men. Enjoy watching. All the most powerful ideas in history go back to archetypes. Simple things are always the most difficult. The growth of the mind is the widening of the range of consciousness, and each step forward has been a most painful and laborious achievement. Error is just as important a condition of life's progress as truth. It is also possible for the unconscious or an archetype to take complete possession of a man and to determine his fate down to the smallest detail. We need more understanding of human nature, because the only real danger that exists is man himself. Dreams are the facts from which we must proceed. Only by discovering alchemy have I clearly understood that the unconscious is a process and that ego's rapport with the unconscious and its contents initiate an evolution, more precisely, a real metamorphosis of the psyche. Our blight is ideologies. They are the long-expected Antichrist. The least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. I believe that we have no real access to who we really are except in God. Only when we rest in God can we find the safety, the spaciousness, and the scary freedom to be who we are, all that we are, more than we are, and less than we are. A mandala is the psychological expression of the totality of the self. To confront a person with their own shadow is to show them their own light. Mistakes are, after all, the foundations of truth, and if a man does not know what a thing is, it is at least an increase in knowledge if he knows what it is not. Someone who is brave enough to withdraw all his projections, an individual who is conscious of a pretty thick shadow. Anyone who wants to know the human psyche will learn next to nothing from experimental psychology. He would be better advised to abandon exact science, put away his scholar's gown, bid farewell to his study, and wander with human heart through the world. Man's task is to become conscious of the contents that press upward from the unconscious. There are all too many who, on account of their notorious ineptitude, thrive better in a rationalist system than in freedom. Freedom is one of those difficult things. Neurosis is the natural byproduct of pain avoidance. We are born at a given moment, in a given place, and, like vintage years of wine, we have the qualities of the year and of the season of which we are born. Astrology does not lay claim to anything more. Whatever is not conscious will be experienced as fate. Every living soul has different talents, different desires, different faculties. Be yourself, for even if you deceive the entire world, you will be 10,000 times worse than nothing. To me, dreams are part of nature, which harbors no intention to deceive but expresses something as best it can. What was given to us by the past is adapted to the possibilities of the future. In each of us there's another whom we do not know. Neurosis is an inner cleavage, the state of being at war with oneself. The collective unconscious contains the whole spiritual heritage of mankind's evolution, born anew in the brain structure of every individual. The individual disposition is already a factor in childhood. It is innate and not acquired in the course of a life. Individuation is to divest the self of false wrappings. The educated man tries to repress the inferior one in himself, without realizing that by this he forces the latter to become revolutionary. An understanding heart is everything in a teacher and cannot be esteemed highly enough. Everything psychic is pregnant with the future. The spirit is the life of the body seen from within, and the body the outward manifestation of the life of the spirit, the two being really one. Only in our creative acts do we step forth into the light and see ourselves whole and complete. My own understanding is the sole treasure I possess, and the greatest. Though infinitely small and fragile in comparison with the powers of darkness, it is still a light, my only light. The word belief is a difficult thing for me. I don't believe. I must have a reason for a certain hypothesis. Either I know a thing, and then I know it. I don't need to believe it. Good does not become better by being exaggerated, but worse, and a small evil becomes a big one through being disregarded and repressed. The afternoon of a human life must have a significance of its own, and cannot be merely a pitiful appendage to life's morning. In the history of the collective as in the history of the individual, everything depends on the development of consciousness. Intuition is perception via the unconscious. A criminal becomes a popular figure because he unburdens in no small degree the consciences of his fellow man, for now they know once more where evil is to be found. If an attractive woman is single, it's because she's smarter than everyone else. Thanks for watching. Check out these educational videos too.